Today is the 12th of August, 2022, Friday, and we're running a little late. We took a little trip today to Shell Knob, Missouri, a beautiful, beautiful area next to Table Rock Lake. It's kind of nice to get away for a little bit. And anyway, today Mark is ready to read for us chapter 7 of Acts out of the Authorized King James Version of the Bible. And so we'll turn it over to Mark for his reading, and we'll go from there.
Read all. Okay. And God, read Acts 7:6-2. I'll read that first.
The complete chapter of Acts 7.
Okay. Okay. God spake on this wise, Acts 7:6, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, they should bring them into bondage and treat them evil 400 years. King James Version, KJV. Acts 7:6 context, and said unto him, Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred, and come to the land where I shall show thee. Then he came out of the land of the Chaldeans, dwelt in Charan. From thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into this land, wherein ye now dwell. And he gave him none inheritance, and no, not so much as to say his foot on. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for possession to his seed after him. When as yet he had no child, and God spake in this wise, his seed shall sojourn in old strange land. They should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years. The nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said God. After that they shall come forth and serve me in this place. And he gave them the covenant of circumcision. So Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 4 patriarchs. The patriarchs moved with envy, sold Joseph in Egypt, and God was with him. So as far as it goes, sorry.
What?
So as far as it goes.
Yeah. Okay, we had a little glitch. We're going to have to go back. This is a very long chapter, and so we're going to start over. Hopefully this time we'll get it right.
Then said, high priest, are these things so? And he said, men's elders and fathers, hearken. The God of glory appeared unto our father Abraham when he said, Mesopotamian, before he dwelt in Charan, and said unto him, Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred, and come to the land which I shall show thee. Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans, and dwelt in Charan. And from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him to this land, wherein ye now dwell. He gave him none inheritance in it. No, not so much as to set his foot on, yet he promised that he would give it to him for possession, to the seed after him, when as yet he had no child. And God spake on this wise, that his seed shall sojourn in a strange land. They shall bring him into bondage, treat the evil 400 years. And nation whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said God. After that they shall come forth and serve me in this place. He gave them the covenant of circumcision. So Abraham begat Isaac, circumcised him the 8th day. Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat 12 patriarchs. The patriarchs knew within me sold Joseph in Egypt, and God was with him, delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. He made him governor over Egypt and all his house. Now their kingdoms earth over all the land of Egypt and Canaan, and great affliction our fathers found no sustenance. When Jacob heard there was corn in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first. The second time Joseph was made known to his brethren, Joseph's kindred was made known to Pharaoh. Then said Joseph, and called his father Jacob to him, and all his kindred 70 souls. So Jacob went down to Egypt and died. He and our fathers were carried over to Shechem, and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought from the money of the son of Emer, the father of Shechem. But when the time of promise drew nigh, God had sworn Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose which knew not Joseph. The same dealt suddenly with our kindred and evil, and treated our fathers that they cast out their young children, in they might not live. In which time Moses was born, exceeding fair, nursed in his father's house 3 months, cast out. Pharaoh's daughter took him up and nourished him from her own son. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, was mighty in words and in deeds. He was full 40 years old. It came in his heart to visit his brethren and the children of Israel. Seeing one of them suffer wrong, he defended him and avenged him out of the press and smote the Egyptian. For suppose his brethren have understood how that God by his hand delivered them. They understood not. And the next day he showed himself unto them as they strove. Would have set them at one again, saying, Sirs, you are brethren, and why do you wrong one to another? But he that did is never wrong, thrusting away, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? Wilt thou kill me as thou didst the Egyptian yesterday, that fled Moses, saying, Stranger in the land of Midian? Yet 2 sons, and the 40 years were expired, there appeared to him the wilderness of Mount Sinai, an angel of the Lord, and a flame of fire in a bush. Moses saw, he wondered at the sight. As he drew near, behold, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying, I am the God of thy fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses trembled and durst not behold. Said the Lord to him, Put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. I have seen the affliction of my people which is in Egypt. I have heard their groaning, and have come down and delivered them, and now come, I will send thee into Egypt. This Moses whom they refused, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge? Saying, Did God send to be a ruler and deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush? He brought them out after he had showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and the Red Sea. For in those 40 years, this is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, Prophets shall the Lord your God raise up unto you and your brethren, like unto me, him shall ye hear. This is he that was in the church to warn us. The angel spake to him in the Mount Sinai with our fathers. He received the light of oracles to give unto us, to whom our fathers would not obey, thrust him from them, and their hearts turned back and again to Egypt, saying unto Aaron, Make us gods to go before us. For as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we want not what has become of him. And they made a calf in those days, and offered sacrifice to idol, and joyous to works their own hands. So God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven. And it is written in the book of the prophets, O ye house of Israel, have ye offered me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness? Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Our fathers had a tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, as he appointed, speaking to Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen, which also our fathers came after and brought him with Jesus, possession of the Gentiles, whom God rolled out before the face of our fathers in the days of David. He found favor before God and desired to find a tabernacle for God of Jacob. Solomon built him a house, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Said the prophet, Heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. What house will you build me, saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest. Hath not my hands made all things? You stiff-necked and heart sorcerers and hard ears. You always resist the Holy Ghost. Fathers did so do ye, which the prophets have not your father persecuted, and they have slain them which show before the coming of the just one, whom ye have been now the traitors and murderers, who received the law but detested angels, have not kept it. When they heard these things, were cut the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. She, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up steadfastly into heaven, and saw the glory of God, and Jesus standing on the right hand of God, said, Behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of God. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, cast him out of the city, and stoned him. The witnesses laid down their clothes. The young man whose name was Saul, and they stoned Stephen, calling upon God, and saying, Lord Jesus, receive my spirit. He kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, saying, Lord, lay not this sin in their charge. He said this, he fell asleep.
Thank you. Well, that was a long chapter, but it was really a tremendous message, final message for Stephen to deliver before they killed him, before they stoned him. Quite a history of what led up to the coming of Christ, and also his proclamation of who Christ was. May the good Lord be with you today. God bless.